The Igbos must go and the Igbos must stay. Now it's time to make a choice. What do the Igbos want in Nigeria? Is it the presidency or acceptance by other Nigerians? Do they want a nation of their own? Call it Biafra or call it Igbo land. If the Igbos get the presidency, will it solve the problem of Igbophobia and Igbo rejection in the Nigerian scheme of things? Why do the rest of Nigeria insist that the Igbos should continue to be part of Nigeria, whether they are given their due rights and entitlements as citizens of Nigeria or not? The Igbos must go and the Igbos must stay. Now it's time to make a choice. It's time for Nigeria to make a choice, and it's time for the Igbos to make a choice. In this video, we are going to get answers to all these questions raised, and we are going to canvass for justice, fairness, and equity in our dear nation Nigeria. Major General Muhammadu Buhari, in his maiden speech on January 1st, 1984, as our former head of state, Major General Muhammadu Buhari is quoted to have said, "This generation of Nigerians, and indeed future generations, has no other country than Nigeria. We shall remain here and salvage it together." The mind-boggling question is, how can we remain here and salvage Nigeria together unless something is done to give a meaningful and palatable taste to our corporate existence? How can we remain together to salvage Nigeria unless there is justice in the land and there is fairness, the sharing of the national cake? Justice is the only sure bond between persons, says Michel de Montaigne. In the words of Frederick Douglass, where justice is denied, where poverty is enforced, where ignorance prevails, and where any one class is made to feel that society is an organized conspiracy to oppress, rob, and degrade them, neither persons nor property will be safe. It was Desmond Tutu who rightly warned that unaddressed injustice can lead to a perpetual cycle of revenge and retaliation. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I pray that the words of Benjamin Franklin should not become a reality in Nigeria, such that justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. If we go to the Holy Bible, justice and only justice you shall pursue. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 20.
Former President Buhari called the Southeast a dot in the nation. Despite all of these atrocities being committed against the Igbo people are resilient. The Igbo people are strong-willed. They are determined. They refuse to be conquered. They refuse to go on their bended knees. They refuse to become slaves in Nigeria. The war against the Igbo people has continued. Propaganda is order of the day. They have been telling all manner of lies against the Igbo people. They are poisoning other tribes in Nigeria to hurt the Igbo people. Look at what happened during the 2023 general election. A Yoruba man was contesting in Lagos State. Because he have an Igbo mother, he was being viewed as an Igbo man that want to take over a Yoruba land.
Igbo kwenu! Igbo kwenu! Kwezionu! Ebe ọbụla ị gara n'ụwa ọ bụrụ na ndị Igbo anọghị ebe ahụ jọgburu onwe ya, eziokwu gọwashi.
Bochapụ ọsọ n'ebe afọ lelele, lachapụ ọsọ n'ebe afọ tineti, obodo siri ike na ndị Igbo ga-abanye.
In an article written by Vincent Ezima titled The Igbo Question, he raised and answered two important questions among some other vital issues he discussed in that article. According to him, do the Igbos want to be part of corporate Nigeria? All practical indicators point to an unequivocal yes as an answer. Unfortunately today, the Igbo tribe is a privileged pariah class seeking to be admitted into the Nigerian circle of power to participate in determining their own destiny. They have packaged this proposition in the current drive for an Igbo-born Nigerian president. Do the rest of Nigeria want the Igbos to be part of Nigeria? Again, the answer seems to be a resounding yes. Unfortunately, it appears that it is not for the same reasons as the Igbos have in mind. With the Igbos pushed down the ladder of fortune, Nigeria seems to be saying they can only accommodate the Igbos as the fourth or fifth class citizens after the Yoruba, Hausa, Middle Belt, and the so-called minorities. The paradigm that the Igbo position paralleled in the history of Nigeria appears to be the position of the Hebrews during their 430 years exile in Egypt. Nigerians appear to want the Igbos to stay and build the nation, but not to reap from it, among other things. Overview of Nigeria today reveals that the North Central has 6 states, Northeast 6 states, Northwest 7 states, Southwest 6 states, South-South 6 states, Southeast 5 states. Concerning the occupation of the office of the President or Head of State of Nigeria since independence by the various geopolitical zones, by the year 2027, we will have the following situation: North Central 18 years, Northeast 5 years 4 months, Northwest 21 years, Southwest 15 years, South-South 5 years, Southeast 6 months. In December 2003, the Igbo Catholic bishops raised their own alarm against the way the Igbo in Nigeria are treated. In their pastoral statement, Building a Just Democratic Nigeria, Restoring the Rights of the Igbo People, which was issued on December 18, 2003 at the end of their annual inter-provincial meeting held at the Daughters of Divine Love Retreat Center, DRAC, Enugu. The Catholic bishops of Onitsha and Owerri ecclesiastical provinces expressed their sadness over what has become the sorry plight of the Igbo since the end of Nigerian Biafran Civil War. There cannot be genuine and lasting peace and unity within the country without restoring to the Igbo people in appreciably evident ways their legitimate rights as full-fledged citizens of Nigeria. What the Igbo people demand forthrightly for themselves, they equally canvass for fellow deprived nationals, in line with the Christian spirit of justice and solidarity. Different people have likened the experiences of the Igbos in Nigeria to the experiences of the Israelites while they were taken into slavery and captivity in Egypt. However, let us bear in mind that the Egyptians did everything they could to stop their victims from escaping, but at God's appointed time, they escaped. When that time came, we read in the Holy Bible how God intervened. In Exodus chapter 2, verses 23 to 25, and chapter 3, verses 7 to 8. In the Catholic Church, this is the biblical passage that gave birth to liberation theology. No human being has the right to enslave another human being. Their history is unpredictable. Someday, the Igbo will gain their freedom either as Biafrans or Igbo land as a nation, or as people who are fully and truly integrated into the Nigerian polity. Either of this is bound to happen someday. I want you to pay attention to the videos that follow in order to understand the message.
Da muke kira don girman Allah a raba Najeriya. Don girman Allah a taimake mu a raba Najeriya. Mu ina magana da yawun musulmi kuma ina magana da yawun 'yan arewa. Mu a matsayinmu na musulmi ba mu da buƙatar zama da inyamurai. Ba mu da buƙatar zama da inyamurai.
For those of you that doesn't understand what this Islamic cleric is saying right here, he said, we plead that Nigeria should be divided. We beg God to help us divide Nigeria. I am speaking to Muslims and I am speaking to Northerners. In our capacity as a Muslim, do not want to live with Igbos. Look at how they get wealthy in our land. When we talk, they say it's hate speech. Isn't
Muna kira ga gwamnati a yi tsarin da za a yi don Allah a raba mu da Igbo. A raba mu da inyamurai su kama gabansu, mu kama gabanmu a zaune. Idan ko ba haka ba, ku tsawata musu akan kashe mutanenmu. Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi za mu ɗauki mataki. Amma wallahi ba za a ci gaba haka ba.
The hatred when they come poison our mind was enough of it explained. not here. So much that we hated the Igbo. Yes, so help me God. They made us, they poisoned us. When I talk, we say they poisoned us, I am saying that the British and the colonists poisoned our mind against Igbo. And that's what is playing out.
You know, Chief Ilebunam, what does the Igbo man want from Nigeria?
The Igbo man wants to be treated like a human being. The Igbo man wants to have the same basic rights that every other Nigerian enjoys. The Igbo man wants to be in freedom. The Igbo man doesn't want to hear that he cannot vote in Lagos. There are Yoruba and Igbo people in London winning electoral offices, even in the US. Didn't you see what happened during the last general elections? Didn't you hear about it? You live in Ibadan, but didn't you know what was happening in Lagos? Didn't you see officials of this current government saying that they should go back to the east? How can you say people should work? There are millions of Yoruba people in Cote d'Ivoire. At least 5 million. They've been living there since the 30s. Nobody's chasing them away. They participate in every aspect of life. Why should you tell me that I can't live in Lagos?
Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is the national budget. We have to look at it critically. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring the attention of the House in this item 281, Light Rail, Kano, Ogun, Lagos. Mr. Speaker, I'm from a zone, and none of the southeast and other zones are captured in this particular place. And this is the national budget. We have to look at it critically. It's not for a particular state, Mr. Speaker. The southeast need to be included. That is my point of order, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, your observation. I am sure in the course of the year there might be...
Mr. Speaker, no other time. It is now. Let us do it now.
And what I said is that we would bring this to the attention of Mr. President. Likely there may be another supplementary within the year. If that kind of opportunity unfolds, we will make sure that this request is channeled.
I'm not an Igbo man, but how can you tell me, so Igbo, the state, they don't have seaports, they don't have airports, they don't have anything. Nothing good is coming out of them, no revenue, nothing. The people, they are still creating something out of something, but you siphon them. As we are talking, go and look the level of military that is there. The people that may say Igbos not be Nigerians, are waiting. They are be classified as a third class after the war. As a third class, they will never give them any space. Because if you give them space, they are afraid these people might take over everywhere. That's just the only problem. So they see Igbo as a threat or what? They are threats. The Northerners see them as a threat. UK see them as a threat because Igbo can create anything from anything, which they don't want. My brother, these people are not needed. Stop killing them. Give them freedom. Give them permission to live as a human. Give them an opportunity to rule. But since you refuse, okay, let them go, you say no. Let them be, you say no. So why are you holding them? Is it because of their oil and one or two things? Brother, let them go so that there will be competition in all the states. But give them the British space. Let them, these people, they are the China of Africa. They are the Japan of Africa. Give them space. Is there anything Nigeria is importing that Igbo man cannot do? Is there anything in Nigeria is importing today that Igbo man cannot do? My brother, let's be reality. I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm telling you, the hatred and the way they are doing these people is too much. It's too much, brother. What is Biafra? What is IPOB? IPOB means indigenous people of Biafra. It's the old Biafra. Why do you label them as terrorists? For crying out sake. When bandits and Boko Haram, they free. Or Monteku Dede. Nobody labeled the terrorists, but he labeled IPOB a terrorist because an Igbo man. The rest has been free, but Nnamdi Kanu is there. It's an Igbo man.
This persecution of the Igbo people, this orchestrated, almost global persecution of the people stops with me. It cannot. I am campaigning for the freedom of my people because of the persecution that we are facing. Yes. It's as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes.
In those days, when they say NAFDAC was cleaning a bubble, if you want to close a bubble, close it once and for all. And close all drug markets in Nigeria. So I think NAFDAC should rethink what they're doing. It is affecting us adversely than positively. Again, I see it as a malicious attack on the Igbo race, except the same thing is done in Kano, Kaduna, and other parts of Nigeria. If not, it's malicious activity. So Nigerians will check it. And then now we are buying drugs from Lagos. Now we can't buy from Monita. It's closed down. Ibadan is open. The same activity, the same reason why they don't have seaports in Igbo land. Same reason why they don't have any multinational company in Igbo land. Same reason why there is nothing working, no multinational company in Igbo land. The same theory is still repeating. The war has ended now. Let's end the war and move up at the same time. The war ended many years ago. Are we still fighting war? Then why are you still putting us in this quagmire all the time? It's no more right. The war ended long ago. And you said, no winner, no vanquish. Let it be so.
How can Lagos have 3 functioning seaports with a 4th one in the works and every other place is languishing? Is it because the Lagos establishment is afraid that if there is an operational seaport in the eastern maritime flank, which geographically is better for maritime operations, you're going to have diversion of port operations from the southeast, the south-south, the northeast to Akwa Ibom? Is it because they're afraid of revenue losses? It doesn't make any sense. We have to say the truth to power. Somebody imports a 40-foot container from Guangzhou to Lagos, and it will cost him 5 or 6 million naira to truck it to Aba. And you don't expect that he's going to pass on that inflation cost to the people? Considering the fact that we don't have standard gauge rail lines that extend horizontally from the southwest to the southeast. The southeast, yes, is the only region that does not have a high pressure gas transmission pipe to take natural gas through it. You have the AKK, the Ajaokuta, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano. There is a second phase of that AKK that goes to Gausu in Zamfara. Now, in that AKK, you have pressure metering and reduction stations in Gwagwalada for Abuja. You have in Kaduna, you have in Kano. And then you're also going to have in Gausu when the second phase starts. The southeast does not have a pipe that runs through it, despite the fact that Abia State produces a lot of natural gas. In 2007, Ibe Kachuku designed Nigerian Gas Master Plan. And in that master plan, he put a 121-kilometer pipe that is supposed to extend from Aba to Owerri, to Enugu, to Onitsha, and then to Nnewi. The government says that no, they want to do a TNGP pipe extension from Abia State to Ajaokuta, and the second phase is going to go from Abia State to Enugu to Ajaokuta. That is going to take gas away from the southeast, not through the southeast. So my question to the management of NNPC is, why have they refused to commission FID for gas pipes to the southeast?
Today you have a country that the Igbo man is not chief of army staff. The Igbo man is not IG. The Igbo man is not DG of DSS. The Igbo man is not customs siege. The Igbo man is not immigration head. The Igbo man is not central bank. The Igbo man is not finance minister. The Igbo man is not federal inland revenue. The Igbo man is not director of military intelligence. The Igbo man is not NSA. They still believe they're giving us bitter lemon every day. The Igbos are nationalists. That is why they invest in every part of Nigeria.
Wherever you have justice, you will have peace. And the way you have peace, you will have prosperity. But Mr. President, what is very, very important, exceptionally important, is that we must ensure that this justice is upheld. Now, Mr. President will be completing his tenure by 29th of May next year. I think, naturally, it should be somebody from the southeast. I'm not saying this because I'm from the southeast. Somebody from the southeast that will now replace him. And that will give the opposite of South versus North and Christian versus Muslim. And it will bring stability to our nation. It will strengthen the unity of Nigeria. The Southwest has 8 years as president, 8 years as vice president. The South, they have 8 years vice president and president. Where is the justice? Where is the justice? Where is the justice? We need to do what is right. But I thank you so much.
Alright, so as you all know, yesterday, Ohanaeze Ndigbo seek apology from the federal government and also 10 trillion naira compensation to the Igbos. following the revelation from IBB's book that the coup was not an Igbo coup. That coup that they lied that was an Igbo coup led to the Biafran War, where it led to the buying of a lot of Igbos. Now, the Ohaneses are requesting for 10 trillion. Without that lie that it was an Igbo coup, they will not be Nnamdi Kanu. They will not be Nnamdi Kanu. Because Nnamdi Kanu grew up to see that, oh, my people are being marginalized. My people are being stereotyped. My people are not given the right opportunity as other tribes. You know, we have 3 major tribes in Nigeria: Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. They are not given the same opportunities as the Hausas and the Yorubas. That's why Nnamdi Kanu followed in the paw prints of his forefathers and decided that, you know what, yeah, since they don't already talk this thing, make we get our own place, since they know they treat us fairly. And everything is the genesis. The genesis of everything started from that narrative that the 1966 coup was an Igbo coup, which caused problem for the Igbos. Now, why? Since Hausa don't rule, Yoruba don't rule, Hausa go rule, Yoruba go rule, but Igbo no they rule. And the only time we move, you got our own place, Hausa. So the Igbo never test the power. And guess what? The Igbos couldn't test the power because a lot of people are scared that if you give an Igbo man power today, that is going to divide Nigeria. That's one of the main reasons why they don't even want me Igbo rule. So there will be no Nnamdi Kanu if that lie from the 1966 coup did not happen. So they should do a bargain and bring Nnamdi Kanu out. That would be more fair. That would be very, very fair.